How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about CEI Camber Energy. Yes, it did end up having a red day, but there's actually a green light at the end of the tunnel, which I'm going to share in this video because I want to make sure you're prepared for this week. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Camber Energy. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at 92 cents, being down 1.36%. On the low, it tested 90 cents, and then on the high, testing 94 cents. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 54.175 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 104.896 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we've seen a little weakness in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it's at 55.74. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are above the 50-day, the 21-day EMA, but we are below the 200-day. So what I want to show you guys, Camber is continuing to look good even though we had a red day. We've been able to form some higher lows for the past 2 trading days. If you remember what I said in the previous video, I just wanted us to stay above 85 cents. As far as support for the day, we got it at 90 cents. So if this can continue going into tomorrow, we should be able to get past resistance at 94 and be able to get above the 200-day moving average, which is right around 95. So I want to see a move going to 96. But of course, like I always say, you want to keep an eye on oil prices. The moment we're able to break through 95, I want to look for that pop so we can pass where we were when we had the previous high around $1.02 and make a move going to $1.06 and then seeing what it would do from there. I can see a lot of profit taking at this level, so that is one thing you want to be aware of, and that's why it is very key that we have a lot of demand. We have a lot of buying volume because from $1.06 we can start making that move going up to $1.25. If we decide to have a pullback or we have continued consolidation, then I'd want to see us staying above the 21-day EMA. Right now it's at 83 cents, but if you remember, I said about 85 cents. So most preferably, I'd want to see support hold up at least around 88 cents if it does decide to give us another red day. So let's see how it performs going into tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for CEI. So for the off exchange short volume ratio, it is at 51.98%. And then for the off exchange short volume, it is just over 49.79 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 95,000, updated just now. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 16.10%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, you can see for the close of the 18th, it was at 53.36. And then for the close of the 21st, being at 51.98. So one thing that remains clear, CEI does have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for CEI. So we see on the inflow, it was at 8.89, and then on the outflow, it was at 16.10. Keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions, and when we go through the breakdown, each and every category adds up to what you see for the total for inflow and as well as outflow. I know I'm getting a lot of questions about that, so I want to make sure you guys are understanding it. So for the large, we had 1.96 million. On the medium, we had 5.06 million. And then on the small, we had 1.87 million. When we take a look at the outflow side, you could see on the large, it was 3.05 million. On the medium, it was 9.64 million. And then on the small, it was 3.41 million. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, March 22nd, it being that big outflow of positive 1.09 million. When we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders, that tends to represent the retail side. So what does this mean? This is people like you and me who are buying it through their brokerage app, all right? So on the small scale orders, we had more selling than we had buying. And on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then for the large, it represents whales, institutions, and funds. We had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 15.25%. So it is up there, but this is a penny stock and there's going to come with a lot of volatility. But like I said in the beginning of the video, which I will discuss in the final thoughts, there is a light at the end of the tunnel here. So I'll talk about it. So let's jump into the final thoughts right now. So for my final thoughts for CEI, Camber Energy, in regards to the price action, the light at the end of the tunnel, we were able to form a higher low on the day, holding up support right at 90 cents. So this is actually bullish, even though we did finish red. So what I want to look for, especially for this week, I want to see some moves going to at least $1.06. We had a previous high at $1.02. So when we have that breakout above $1.02, I want to see it go to $1.06. And if you've been watching my videos long enough, then the next level we want to look for is around 124 and then 150. And the reason why I feel this is very possible is because we have to take a look at oil prices. We've seen it spiking for today. Of course, it did pull back a little bit, but I see it continuing to be a concern. And as long as it continues to be a concern, then I see CEI has a potential to move further. Of course, if it decides to have a pullback or we have continued consolidation and we break through that 90-cent level, I want to see us stay above 88 cents. Like I said in the previous video, I was talking about 85 cents. Again, we want to see continued strength. It is in an accumulation zone, but I would make sure that you have the right risk management. Know your entry, know your exit. This is very crucial. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. And this is not surprising whatsoever, especially if you've been in this stock or you've been playing this stock for quite some time. It has seen a lot of interest from retail traders and there still continues to be demand inside of the market. But it did deal with a good amount of selling pressure, but that does not mean that this stock is finished its run. But I'm not saying, or I'm not giving you guys financial advice. I'm just saying, paying attention to the levels and looking at the chart, it still continues to look bullish. And all this stock really needs for us to add the fuel to the fire to get it going again is more buying volume coming into the stock. Remember, we saw a lot of outflow coming in for today. So if we see crude jumping up again, I'm going to look forward to seeing what CEI actually does. If it doesn't respond in that direction of spiking up, then I'd be concerned and then I'll be like, you know what, something's going on with this stock. It's not worth it. But again, on this channel, I'm always transparent with you guys and I'll tell you when this stock is completely done and over with. So I hope you enjoyed this video and we'll be talking real soon.